So if you want to talk about another type of investing, especially for your business, you got different types of advertising streams. Okay, for me, I typically stick to about three or four of them, and that is Thumbtack, Angie's List, Craigslist, and every now and again I'll do Facebook. Generate leads, get more customers, and stuff like that. So typically on Facebook, I've ran Facebook ads in the past, and typically on Facebook, what I did was I did a pay per click. So I was trying to drive people to my website because I figured if I could get people to my website, that would eventually convert them to a customer and generate a lead for me. So a recent ad that I actually ran through, I think it was about the middle of August until about the end of August. So I ran it for 2 weeks. Spent a decent couple $100 on it, Facebook, and I remember in the data that it showed that Facebook was showing me, it told me that I had like 15 leads. I'm looking around, I'm like, bro, where the hell are these leads at that you're talking about? So I'm like, okay, let me look into this. I'm trying to do it on my phone, right? And it's just, it's not showing everything like it would on a computer. And so I'm like, all right, I pull up the computer and I get on my business page and on Facebook, and I'm like, holy cow, here's 17 leads. You can see TKH Lawn Services Facebook page, 17 leads, raw leads. So at first I'm like, what in the hell's a raw lead? I don't know Facebook's definition of that. So I Googled it, and it says lead generation is the process of building interest in a business's products or services. On Facebook, you can create campaigns using a lead generation objective that allows consumers to fill out a form called an instant form with their contact information. So basically, over the course of about almost 3 weeks, I was running an ad, generating leads, getting people's contact information who are interested in lawn maintenance, and there was nothing I did because I didn't know that the leads were there. So again, man, know what you're investing in. This wasn't very significant. It was an advertising thing that I ran. I think I spent a couple $100 on it. I am late on all of these leads. The most recent one was August 31st. Like I said, I ran the ad through the end of August. And if they were looking for lawn mowing, chances are I'm late on these leads. But in the same sense, I do have their contact information. I got their name, email, and phone number. So it is interesting. In terms of I guess the experiment that I was trying there, it worked, but I don't know how well it worked because I didn't follow up on the back end with the execution. Like I said, 17 raw leads generated in this ad. I think I spent $250 on it. I ran it for about 2.5 weeks, and I got 17 people's contact information. So, if I could even turn one out of those 17 people into a client for an entire year, I'd make my money back. It's just interesting, advertising is an investment. It's how you drum up new business. It's how you replace old clients that you lost. It's how you keep the work coming in. You got to figure out what works. And, some investments you can afford to do less research on than others. The bigger the investment, the more research that you're going to want to do. But it's just interesting. Anybody out there, advertising for your business, the way that I've found it very useful, like I said, Angie's List, Thumbtack, Craigslist, and Facebook. And yeah, you got to spend money, man. You have to spend money on advertising. You have to get your name out there. Word of mouth and just simple referrals is just not going to help you grow like you want to in your head. It's just not going to happen. Yes, it is the cheapest form of client acquisition. And yes, typically referrals from previous people that you've done work for before is typically just better. But you need to spend some money. You need to generate a return on your investment because referrals, you have to think about it like you're always trying to get your first client. work as hard as you did in terms when you're thinking about getting new clients as you did to get your first one. How did you get your first one? You were hustling. You were hustling. You were responding to every phone call. You were doing everything that you could, messages, emails, all that.